When Canon released their latest 35mm 1.4 lens, I figured this one wasn't for me. As a headshot photographer, 35mm is too wide for a lot of my day-to-day professional work. The lens sports some video-centric features, namely an iris control. For still photographers, this is like an old aperture control ring. At the moment, the only other lens with this feature is the 24-105 f2.8, which I'm loving, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Scott Lawrence, your Detroit-based headshot photographer. While I don't use a 35mm focal length for headshots, it's great for a lot of other applications, and I love the look between f1.4 and f2. Some of my favorite personal images of my kids were taken using a 35-1.4 from Nikon or an equivalent focal length on a Fuji X100 that I sold too early. So I decided to give this one a try. Thus far, I've tested out the 35-1.4 at a high school senior session, a dance clinic, some soccer games, and some lifestyle portraits of my dogs and my son. And I'm starting to test it out in some video-centric applications too. More on that in another video. For the technical stuff, check out a few of the videos I mentioned in the description below. My reviews are more about my opinions on the lens in practice. So what do I think about this lens? In short, I'm a big fan. The size and handling is great. It's a nice, compact design, great as a walk-around or travel lens. It's an easy decision to bring it along. In addition to the iris ring, you'll find a custom setting button on the lens barrel. I've still yet to find the best settings for these buttons, so until I decide, just hit that subscribe button on this video. Thanks a lot. It really helps. And let me know in the comments what your custom lens button is set to. For soccer, it's of course a little wide for most uses, but from behind the goal I was able to catch some different perspectives. For pet portraiture, I love this lens. Photographing my dogs as they run around in the backyard is a lot of fun. And with a great Canon autofocus, the hit rate is pretty good. Just remember to keep that shutter speed high for dogs and kids. And for senior portraiture, this lens really shines in environmental compositions like this. For close-up portraits, it does tend to be a little wide. 50mm is about as wide as I prefer to go in this case. And here's a quick studio selfie. Again, a little wide for a traditional headshot, but it makes for a decent artistic portrait look. To minimize distortion, be sure to keep your subject in the center of the frame. That'll make a huge difference at this range. While I normally shoot my YouTube videos with a 51.2, this 35 can really do the job. In fact, I'm filming on it right now. It's probably a better field of view for video anyway. What do you think? Should I switch to using this lens for my videos? Does f1.4 at a wider angle still blur out enough of the clutter back there? Let me know in the comments. If you're on the fence, here are a few points to help you decide whether or not to pick up this lens. If you shoot really any video on your Canon cameras, I think this lens is a no-brainer. Canon is clearly making a big video push, and this lens will give you the best performance and look possible. If you find yourself in this focal range and you're coming from a kit lens or a slower f4 zoom, I think you'll love this upgrade and the fancy look that this lens delivers. If you're mainly a still photographer and you're happy with your current options at this focal range, this lens isn't going to change your life, so it's probably okay to pass. But if you're the least bit interested, you won't be disappointed. I'm working on a digital course designed to help headshot clients prep for their session. As of this recording, it's not out yet, but there's a link in the description below to sign up to be notified when the course drops. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.